My future certified public accountants. Welcome back to the channel where I discuss accounting, men's fashion, and everything in between. If that sounds awesome to you, hit that subscribe button below and welcome to the family. Today I'm actually going to address a topic that was asked on my last video, 5 keys to passing the CPA exam. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'm going to leave a link in the description for you to check that out. In that video, although I go over my 5 major keys surrounding the exam, I have not gone over my proven study methods to pass and crush the CPA exam. So today, I thought I would go over my 6-step study process to pass and crush the CPA exam. Now, just a heads up, I did use Becker as my review course when I was studying for the CPA exam, so the steps I'm about to go over go hand in hand with the way Becker is set up. But if you don't have Becker, that's completely fine. I will just try to implement the same steps in your respective review course. So now, let's jump into the 6-step study process to pass and crush the CPA exam. So the first step in studying, and the only thing I want you to do before you do anything else, is to read the chapter you're about to start studying. Now guys, when I say read, I don't mean take hours doing this step. I just want you to briefly skim through the material, skim through the chapter to get a flavor and an understanding of what you'll be learning throughout the chapter. The second step I want you to do is to watch the entire lecture of the chapter you're studying. Since you already read the chapter in step number 1, while they're going through the lecture, you won't be completely clueless on the topics they're covering, and it'll be a lot easier to follow along. Again, just like in step number 1, I don't want you to take too much time watching the lecture. Ideally, if you can, I would try to get through the lecture in one sitting. This will help you save time for the more important stuff to come ahead. And please guys, as boring as a lecture might be sometimes, I do not want you on your phone while you're watching the lecture. I don't want you scrolling through Instagram or DMing that one girl that never messages you back. Stay focused and crush the lecture. Now on to step number 3. Once you read the chapter and watched the entire lecture, it's time to analyze the sections of your chapter and crush them one by one. What I mean by this is that each chapter is broken down into certain sections. So we're going to treat each section as its own thing. So you will now repeat the following steps for each section in your chapter until the chapter is complete. So you will now read the section and do the multiple choice questions for that specific section. And these 2 steps will be repeated until you complete the chapter. So for example, if there are 5 sections in your chapter, what you're going to do first is you're going to reread section 1, and then you're going to do the multiple choice questions for section 1. Once you read section number 1 and you did the multiple choice questions for section number 1, now you're going to move on to section number 2. You're going to read section number 2 and you're going to do all the multiple choice questions for section number 2, and so on and so forth. And like I said, these 2 steps will need to be completed until you complete the whole chapter. Read the section, do the multiple choice questions. Read the section, do the multiple choice question. Get it? Now during this step, there's one crucial and probably the most important step of your whole study process is now you're gonna start building your army of flashcards. Now the flashcards are only gonna be made for certain special questions. And I have a really easy process to determine whether you should make a flashcard or not. So the 3-step process to determine whether you should make a flashcard for a question are as follows. If you answer a question right and you know why you got it right, no need to make a flashcard, pass on it. Step number 2. If you answer a question right, but you have no idea or absolutely no clue why you got it right, it was sheer chance and luck, then make a flashcard for it. If you answer a question and you have no idea why you answered it, you're completely clueless as to what they're asking, or you have no idea what they're even talking about, make a flashcard for it. Making a flashcard for all the items you don't understand are gonna make sure you commit these things to memory. Now the 3 steps I just mentioned are gonna be completed like clockwork until you complete the entire book. Let's go over them again. Read the chapter, do the lecture, do all the multiple choice questions. Read the chapter, do the lecture, go over all the multiple choice questions. Once you reach the end of your book, it's time to start reviewing. If you happen to listen to my last video and you planned the exam date correctly, you should now be about 1 to 2 weeks away from your exam date. You will now proceed to redo all the multiple choice questions again. Yes, that's right, I said them. You're gonna do all the multiple choice questions again. If you did study steps 1 through 3 correctly and you took your flashcards everywhere with you and you read them like your life depended on it, the multiple choice questions will go a lot faster this time than the first time you did them. With step 5, you're gonna take the comprehensive final exam. Now with step 5, you should hopefully be 3 to 4 days from your actual exam date. Now with step 5, this will be a real eye-opener and a huge humbling experience. I remember when I took the comprehensive final exam with Becker, I did not do well at all. I started freaking out. I felt like I didn't know anything. Don't feel like this, guys. Relax, stay calm, and just keep studying. One more thing too, on all the questions you cannot answer on the comprehensive final exam, make sure you make a flashcard for these questions to keep reviewing them throughout the study process. Now, by step 6, you should be 1 to 3 days away from taking the actual exam. In this step, you will test yourself on all of the questions you've done in the past. With Becker, there's a really cool tool where you can do mini quizzes on the chapters you select. I would literally do as many 10 multiple choice question quizzes as humanly possible. I literally want your eyes to be bleeding of how many multiple choice questions you went through. These 10 multiple choice question quizzes are super powerful in your review process. They really help solidify everything and all of your understanding from the entire chapter. In addition to doing as many, when I say as many, I literally mean like all day, every day. In addition to doing as many 10 multiple choice question quizzes as you can, you are literally gonna be reviewing your flashcards like there is no tomorrow, like nothing else exists. You will do these 2 steps until the night of your exam. 10 multiple choice question quiz, read your flashcard. 10 multiple choice question quiz, read your flashcards. 10 multiple choice question quiz, read your flashcards. Guys, one more time with me, say it with me. 10 multiple choice question quiz, read your flashcards. And you'll keep doing these 2 things, 10 multiple choice question quiz, read your flashcards, until the night before your exam. Once all of these 6 steps are successfully completed, you are now ready to sit for and pass the CPA exam. There you have it, guys. This is my 6-step process to study and pass the CPA exam. Now, I know this might seem like a lot of work, but trust me when I tell you, this is the exact same process I did to sit for and pass all 4 sections of the CPA exam on the first try. And believe me when I tell you, I am not a naturally smart person. This did not come easy to me, but I was super disciplined, super focused, and I was able to pass, and so can you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful in any way, please go ahead and hit that like button below. And also, guys, don't forget to add me on Instagram at Bryan_Carreto, where I post weekly men's fashion inspiration pictures to hopefully help you find some inspiration to put some dope outfits together. And also, guys, don't forget to leave me a comment on any future topics you would like me to discuss. Also, guys, total side note, but I am so happy with how the channel's growing and the feedback I'm getting from you guys. Your messages, comments, DMs, everything just completely makes my day. You guys are awesome, and you guys really make the work that I put into the channel so worth it. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. All right, guys, that's enough for me today. Until next time, work hard, just well. Peace.